I would like to congratulate Essex Branch on 35 years of service to the genealogical and family history community. Done well, in fact, because I know a number of things that have gone on in the past. So thank you very much. As I understand, I've been presented to you.
Okay.
And it is with great pleasure that I do present it to you. Thank you for 35 years of service.
We will display this proudly. Thank you very much. Okay, as I indicated earlier, we're going to go in 3 different stages. And we're going to begin this evening by looking at the past, looking at the 35 years that had occurred up until this point. And let me make sure I got things in place here. Okay. Followed by the present, and then the future. Okay. The area of the past, we've had a number of members who have been long serving with the branch, and so we have asked a couple of them to recollect some of the experiences that they went through in the last 35 years. So I'm going to call on Dora and Betty to give us a little bit of a background history to the last 35 years. Ladies?
Okay. Our first meeting was held at the Windsor Public Library from 1979 to 1981, and that's when our first executives were elected. To raise money for the branch, we sold family t-shirts that you could write your family history on. And our second meeting was held like at St. Rose Church, and we had several other places, St. Louis School, Latter-day Saints, Fort Malden. There were a number of places. We never had a basic until we were back to the Windsor Public Library. We started collecting our library holdings, and we had small rolling shelves. We kept locked in a room and brought out for each meeting. In the summer of 1982, we hired 19 students to transcribe cemeteries, and this was paid for by the development branch of the ministry. And that year, 2 cemeteries were completed and published.
The third meeting place was 1983 to 1985 at the St. Louis School on Raymond in Riverside. And that year, 1983, we employed 6 people to work in an office setting on the publication of the cemeteries. And they were paid by Canada Community Development Program grant. It was called a REACH program, Researching and Indexing County History. And in 1984, we celebrated our branch 5th anniversary there with activities and cake. And 24 publications were produced during those years.
The branch started a project to prepare a list of all family histories available in Essex County. So we asked all of our members to provide these, and they're upstairs in our collection on the 2nd floor. 1986, Essex Branch hosted the OGS seminar at the University of Windsor, and the theme was the footsteps of the habitat. The banquet was held at the Berry Auditorium, and we also celebrated the 25th anniversary of OGS.
The 5th meeting place, 1989 to 1990, was at Lucian Baldwin School in California. And in 1899 and 1889, we celebrated our 10th branch anniversary.
In 1990 to 98, we held our meetings at the Latter-day Saints Church in Forest Glade. And in 1991 and 92, we worked on the Centennial Project. The applicants had to trace their ancestors that lived in Windsor in 1892. And there were 130 certificates that were presented then. So 130 people had worked on this. In 1994, we celebrated our 15th anniversary. And in 1995, we had a family history fair held at the LDS Church. And there's a lot of history there. We've also done tours of the Windsor Levy Library at the University of Windsor. And during this time, we produced 21 publications. We've also had meetings at Fort Malden, Amherstburg, and a tour of Fort Malden.
And then our next place of residence was 1999 to the present at the Windsor, here at the Windsor Public Library. In 1999, we celebrated our grand opening here at the Windsor Library. And do we have any pictures? And in 1999, the December, we celebrated our 20th anniversary and were presented a certificate from OGS. 2002, Ask the Genealogist was started by Kathy Knight and Debbie Honor, which is held the Saturday prior to our regular meeting up in the library upstairs. And in 2004, we celebrated our 25th anniversary at Debbie and Ross Honors Home in Amherstburg, and certificates were presented to 25-year members. In 2005, Essex Branch co-hosted with Kent and Lambton branches the OGS seminar held at the Cleary. The theme was cross-border heritage. And 2009, Essex Branch celebrated the 30th anniversary with a special meeting and presented with their 30-year certificate from OGS. And in 2011, 4 members of Essex Branch received honorary volunteer awards for their outstanding dedication on the occasion of OGS's 50th anniversary. And that was Yvonne Gibbs and Deb Honor, Colleen Olet, and myself.
In 2011, the branch planned and participated in several events to commemorate the War of 1812. In March of 2011, we held the Roots to Boots workshop at Wesley United Church in Amherstburg to help people search for their ancestors who were involved in the War of 1812. Deborah Honor and Catherine Lake spoke on how to do the research. Over 45 people attended from as far away as Strathroy in Michigan. We would later present certificates to persons who could provide proof of their ancestors. So in August of 2012, we hosted a table at the Roots to Boots Festival in Amherstburg, and we helped people with information on how to trace their ancestors. We presented certificates to local people who had completed research on their War of 1812 ancestors. Over a period of 1 year, Essex County Branch handed out 47 War of 1812 certificates to 39 people. 8 of these had traced 2 ancestors and received a certificate for each. We had people from as far away as Florida, British Columbia, Minnesota, New Brunswick, Alberta, and Michigan who received their certificates. Essex Branch members Dora Pino, Deborah Honor, Pauline Olet, and myself received our over 30-plus year volunteer pins at the awards at the Cavado Club. In 2014, one of our local students and member of Essex Branch, Chelsea Malosh, a University of Windsor student, won the Mike Reed Genealogical Essay Award awarded by OGS. It was presented to her by Deborah Honor at her meeting May the 12th, 2014. During this time, 45 publications have been completed. And now I'll turn it over to Jim.
Thanks very much. You've given us a good overview of a very rich history, a very varied series of activities that have been conducted. I think it's important to know that you're looking at something and it's not just a one-dimensional activity, a one-dimensional program that the Essex Branch offers. There are many, many different ways that you can get involved and many, many different resources that we can offer to you here in the library and also throughout the Essex County and other resource centers that are available. So what I'd like to do then is to talk for a few moments about the present. What 35 years has led to in terms of our current activities for our membership. By the way, just information, we have, Ruth, what's the membership now in terms of numbers?
167.
167. Now, you don't see 167 people in the room at the moment. That's because a good percentage of these people do not live in Essex County, do not live in the general vicinity. but have roots back here in Essex County, and have joined to keep in touch with opportunities that exist to continue to do family history research about families from the Essex County region. So it's a very diverse type of approach that we have here. So let's go on from here. Okay. I'll get out of the way in terms of PowerPoint. Currently, we do hold 10 meetings a year here at the library. Usually the meetings are at 7 o'clock on the second Monday of the month. Occasionally, and I'll put this plug in now, next month our meeting is on Tuesday, the day after Thanksgiving. The library, I believe, is closed during the Thanksgiving holiday. So keep it in mind, next month the meeting is on the Tuesday. I believe that's October 10th. I'm not sure. Second Tuesday anyway, in this case. Okay. As was mentioned by Dora and Betty, we have upstairs our collection of resources on the second floor of the library here. And it's a very wide-ranging collection, continued, as they mentioned, being added to on a regular basis. So if you're looking for information on ancestors from Essex County, from Windsor, take a look at what is there. There is a good series of materials to start from, and we have library staff, Tom Vedic, by the way, who's in the back row there. Want to just indicate your presence? It's basically the person that you see in the reference part of the library up there if you are not able to find what you're looking for. So Tom's been very, very helpful in terms of research with the members, for sure. I publish a quarterly newsletter, which people contribute to, information, ideas, information about happenings, conferences, webinars and such are published in this, along with information and articles that relate to Essex County family history. One of the things that is relatively recent addition or change to our process is that we have begun to embrace technology. And so where you used to have to go through documents on site to get information, certainly you're well aware, I'm sure, of the internet, many different sites where you can gather information about family history available to you. So the branch has decided the last couple of years that we wanted to get involved in that, and as you can see from the slide, there is available connection through the website, the branch website, through Facebook, Twitter, blogs. If you're familiar with social media and you use social media, you certainly can be very easily connected to the Essex branch activities. Membership is increasing. It is something we want to do, obviously, is to have people come to our meetings, or at least get the newsletters and information that they need for their own family research. We now have a scanner, which you can take a look at later this evening, where we can scan documents and make available the information that way within our own branch. So with the technology that we have begun to acquire, we have many different strategies and opportunities for you to continue your research. We have indexes and databases that you have access to, and certainly it's a lot easier today through technology than it has been to conduct family history research. The website is continually being improved as opportunities and new technology occurs. And that's rather important because I think we need to have a website that's vibrant within our own branch, as well as the excellent provincial website that exists. Community networking, I think, is one rather important thing that we've begun to adopt. We have taken advantage of opportunities that have been offered by the Community Museum, Windsor Community Museum at the Bobby House. They have had programs this year and have invited our members to attend. One back in May was on Scottish heritage, and there was a speaker there with great knowledge about Scottish heritage, and that was available, and we had a number of our members attend that. In terms of the programs that we have offered, a couple of things I say I think it's important to recognize that we do offer, with these 10 meetings, actually 9 meetings, I guess, now that I think about it, because we don't meet in June, do we?
December.
And December or July and August. December, July and August, thanks. So it's 9 meetings rather than the 10 that was showing up there. But a couple of things, the speakers that we get have been excellent. We try and be as diverse as possible in terms of trying to address the interests of a variety of the members. We looked at a rather topical one very recently, and that was a gentleman from London who came down and talked about his experiences in researching his Ukrainian roots, which is obviously very topical at this particular time. Very interesting information. So we try and get speakers in a diverse series of subjects in terms of the, back up, there we go. One of the other things that we did this year, which I think people seem to appreciate, there are a number of resource centers throughout Essex County. For example, if you have ancestors who came basically from the Amherstburg area, we brought in people from the Marsh collection in Amherstburg to talk about what's available there. So if that happened to be the area where your ancestors grew up, Marsh collection can give you and direct you to some very specific areas. And we held these just little 15-minute introductions to these resource centers throughout the meetings that we had this spring. We went the French Language Center, we went the AIRS, Herald Early Immigrant Research Society representatives were here, so that people could see there is a lot of material and information out there. It becomes sometimes overwhelming when you look at the trying to look through all of the material, but these people from these different organizations are extremely helpful and can give you tremendous guidance in that particular area. So we're growing. We try, as I say in that last item there, to provide education in terms of the different aspects that people might find useful. Just a couple of other points about the present. One of the things, and I hope this, as I mentioned earlier, the large turnout tonight will lead to additional people returning to future meetings, and that would be very, very helpful. We're always looking for new members. But the one thing I'd like to just stress at this point, we actively cooperate with many different branches locally, as Alan was talking about, particularly Lambton and Kent, working together in cooperation. But we would invite, whether you're a member or not, if you have a particular interest, or from what we've been hearing this evening, there are a lot of things to do. And if you are interested in genealogy and have a bit of time that you would like to sort of offer to be part of a project in genealogical research, because there are many ongoing ones you've got a little bit of time that you wouldn't mind donating a few hours, a week, a month, to many of these projects, it would be most welcome. And I want to stress the issue that you don't have to be a member. You just have to have the interest in being part of that. So if that's something that that would interest you, there are brochures and such and contact information at the registration desk of who you might contact or get in touch with to offer 2 or 3 hours a month or whatever you can offer to the work of the branch. So lots to do, lots of opportunities, and hopefully you meet some wonderful people in the branch and the work that we do. So let's see where we are. Okay, that's the present, an ever-growing, ever-expanding series of events that we participate in. So I'm going to ask Cindy to come up at this point and talk about what's next.
Actually, you've pretty much touched on everything, Jim.
yeah.
That was fantastic.
Sorry about that.
No, you were on a roll. That was great.
Well, you're going to take it further than I started it. You can carry it on. Sorry. about
I'm
that.
Cindy Robichaud. I'm the newsletter editor for the branch. Welcome to every single person that's here, and let's chat after. I want to talk to everybody and find out who you're researching, how you came to be here, and we just want to show you what we have. We have great people. We have great things going on. As Jim said, you pretty much touched base on everything that we're hoping to do in the future. We have lots of goals, increasing our membership. We have lots of new exciting things going on. We are a branch, and there's our provincial office. They too are just coming up with fantastic new perks for members. Free webinars, their databases, their websites. They have forums that you could go on and you can chit chat with people. They have all kinds of supports. The same thing at the branch level. We're trying to increase all the perks that if you were to join us as a member. Like I said, Jim pretty much went through everything that we're trying to do. And I just threw this in here because if you're anything like me, this is going to be you. If it's not now, believe me, that will be you in the future. Just to say it's a love, it's a passion, it's a social time, you're networking with people. It's a great hobby. Hobby's probably a really loose word for it, but it becomes an obsession.
Addiction.
The provincial,
Addiction.
pardon?
Addiction.
Oh, obsession and addiction, yeah, absolutely. Just talking about the provincial office, and Alan talked briefly about it. They came out with a little YouTube video that I'd like to share with you. It kind of just sums up what they've been working on as well. So I'm going to turn it on. I'm going to turn up the speakers. If you didn't quite get a chance to see the whole thing, or it went by too quickly, check out the website. It's on the website. Around the room, I just want to point out that we have another slideshow presentation which details our whole history. There was just so much that we wanted to share that we didn't have a chance to get it all into this one little slideshow. So there's a big long slideshow that has everything, our scrapbook. If you go around the corner, the scanning that we were talking about, one of our members, David Hutchison, graciously purchased a book scanner and he donated it to the branch. And that's very important because we have a lot of scanners that you just, the hand scanners over there too that you scan, but if you have a book, how do you scan that? And how do you preserve that and save that? Well, the book scanner sends down a beam of light, and we'll demonstrate, so there's no taking off of bindings, and it's just very, very important, so we have that available. There's some other resources, and basically, we want to get to chit-chatting, and you came to talk to us and see what we have to offer, and I believe Tom has graciously offered to take anybody up for a tour if they want a tour of our collection upstairs. So, Jim, I'll turn it back over to you. Oh, I do have one other thing. With me, there's always one other thing.
Colombo.
That's right. I also belong to the Kent branch, and our events person there, Linda, is going to be trying to get together a field trip to the Burton, the Detroit Library, the Burton collection there. They are actually hosting like a family day, a family history day, and they have a lot of great speakers. It is free. So if you can get over there, it's free. I have the information here. We're thinking about getting a bus together, and that would be everybody can meet at one spot, whether we stop in Chatham and stop in Windsor and then go across the border. We did a field trip here last year, or the year before, I can't remember when we went, great success, people want to go back again. So here's our opportunity, and they actually have speakers that are all lined up. So I will put this over here on this table, on Alan's table, and Alan has got books to sell as well from OGS, if you get a chance to look at that. So I'll put that over there, and definitely let us know if you're interested. It's September 27th, so there's kind of short notice, but if we can get something together, we will do that for you. Thanks.
Thanks, Cindy. Basically, that's the formal part of the program, but as Cindy suggests, you can see around the room a number of different displays, some of the work that people have done in their family history research. There are a number of executive council members present tonight, so as Cindy says, let's talk. We'll be circulating around the display tables, and so if you have questions, anything you need, Tom has graciously offered to take you on a tour of the collection upstairs. So we will reconvene probably sometime for a little bit of refreshment. Any particular time you want to?
You want a time, or do you want to take it in? I guess we can't really take it upstairs, can we?
Yeah, I think what we can do is just have it available. Is that best, Maggie?
Yeah.
So when it's convenient for you, we don't want to restrict your time in learning or restrict your time in conversation with others and so on. So the library requires that we be out of here by 8. So you've got over an hour to explore. Thank you so much for coming. We do hope we will see most of you again. We welcome you for the future. Thanks so much.